Hey guys, today I'm going to be bringing you a new deck profile of a pretty old deck. It's Rock Stun. It's adjusted to the current format and there's a few interesting card choices that I'll explain later, but I'm just going to dive right into the deck. First off, we have 3 koa'ki Guardian. It's like your Doom caliber of the deck, but you get to choose when you want to tribute it. You run 2 Wall. Does the same thing. You can tribute him to negate spells, and 1 Sandman contribute to negate traps. Cannot negate Warning or Judgment or anything that's spell speed 3. A lot of people think that it can. That's why you only run 1, just to bait silly things out like torrents that can screw you up, or a prison or something else. Mainly to protect the Guardians. Then you run 3 Fossil Dino, 2 Jujutsu Master, 1 Grand Mole, 3 Thunder King, and 3 Spirit Reaper. This format, a lot of the top tier decks have a really hard time getting over Spirit Reaper. Personally, this deck really, I don't know, I guess you could run Max C. It doesn't have a lot of draw power, but as far as Valor goes, Valor just really doesn't mesh with the deck. You do side too, but like against windups, I mean, if they loop 3 to 5, and you top deck a Spirit Reaper or have Spirit Reaper left in hand, they have to go out of their way to get over this, and it's really good. Onto spells, we have 3 Smashing Ground, 3 Duality. You need all the consistency you can get. You don't exactly have a draw engine that's based around rocks. And 2 Shard of Greed, for the same reason. 1 Monster Born, Book of Moon, and Dark Hole, all staples. That's all the staples you run though, however. Onto traps. 2 Huge Revolution is over. I do not run Starlight. I have been in the past, and I've been running into the problem where my opponent would have 1 to 2 set back rows and try to just go even with a heavy storm, and I go Starlight, and they flip Warning on me. And even if you don't run Stardust in your extra deck and you activate Starlight Road, Warning can still negate it, since it would summon a Stardust if you would so choose to do that. So the Huge Revolution gets around that. It doesn't try to summon anything. It's also a counter trap, which makes it a little more difficult. I mean, they're going to have to Judgment it or bribe it or something like that to stop it. And also, I mean, if you only have 1 monster on the field and it's like a Spirit Reaper, a problem monster, and they, like I was explaining in windups, they'd have to like normal summon a magician or a shark or something and flip their own torrent to get rid of your Spirit Reaper. This will negate that as long as any 2 cards are destroyed. 2 torrent, 2 warning, 1 judgment, 1 mirror force, 1 black horn of heaven, 1 dimensional prison, and 1 compulse. And that's it for the main deck. Okay. Your extra deck is really less important than the side, but you do side 1 Cyber Dragon, so you do have Chimera Tech in the extra. And these guys you'll rarely bring out, but you do run Mistworm, Scrap Dragon, Stardust, Black Rose, Leviathan, Acid Golem, 2 Leviair, 2 Zenmains, 1 Windup Zenmeister, 2 Utopia, and 1 Utopia Ray. You can bring out the Exceeds fairly easily, since, I mean, you do run a lot of level 3 and 4s. But, I mean, you're going to have to relying on Monster Reborning a tuner of some sort from your opponent to bring out the others. And then onto the side, You do side 2 Effect Veiler, mainly for the wind-up matchup. 2 Vanity's Emptiness. If you don't know what this does, I'll just read it real fast. Neither player can special summon monsters. Destroy this card when a card is sent from the deck or the field to the graveyard. It's really good against rabbits. They rabbit, bring out 2 vanillas. You Vanity's Emptiness. They have to waste a card somehow, mind control something, do something, Heavy Storm or MST or something to get rid of this. And that's why you also run Banisher and 2 Cosmos to keep your Vanity's Emptiness live as long as you can. And it also hurts a lot of decks, especially in sectors. Or a number of rogue decks also. Or any like plant synchro that's still running around. 2 Breaker. 1 goes in match. 2 Bottomless, mainly for dragons. 1 Cyber Dragon. You'd run 2, but I was kind of cramped for space because I also wanted to run 2 Skill Drains. You could run Shadow Imprisonings over these, but I don't know, I think Skill Drain shuts down a lot more decks out there, and even though Shadow Imprisoning would keep like Fossil Dinos and stuff active, you could side them out for skill drains, and everything else gets under skill drain that you run. The only other conflict between the main and side would be if you really wanted to keep in like Thunder Kings, but wanted to side like all of this nonsense. You just kind of have to pick and choose based on your matchup, but overall it's pretty good against most decks. Anyway, that's the deck, and I'll have more profiles up for you soon. I have Final Countdown, I have Dragon Exodia, I have a couple other decks I'm working on at the moment, and I'll be sure to get them up as soon as I can. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and yeah, that's about it. Later.